Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. And today I want to talk about Dead or Alive 6, is because this franchise has been through a whole lot, and I've been with this game since I've been introduced to it in Dead or Alive 2 back on the Sega Dreamcast, and I really love this franchise. I've been a real big fan about it, and I just don't know what it is that really got me interested in the franchise to begin with. And no, I already know what you're thinking. No, it has nothing to do with the fact is that the ladies are really hot in the game, and the fact is that they kick super high, and they have assets that really stands out a lot. But no, that's not the point right there. But what I'm saying is, the day that I've been introduced to the franchise is, I love the fact is that one day when I walked into Electronic Boutique, because yes, Electronic Boutique was a thing. GameStop wasn't around at the time, but I remember when I was young, and when I walked into Electronic Boutique, I saw a Dreamcast display, and they had Dead or Alive 2 sitting there. They had a demo of the game playing, and I remember they had Jan Lee and Ein fighting on top of this Chinese temple. And I remember when he was fighting on top of the temple, Jan Lee hits Ein, and Ein falls off the roof. And they show the camera pan from a distance. You see him falling off. Then you see Jan Lee have the camera behind them jumping down, and the camera's following him. And I'm like, wow, this is something that you could see in like a martial arts action film or whatever like that. And I was instantly sold. It was something about Dead or Alive that was really special to me, because at the time I wasn't really into fighters, and definitely 3D fighters. I mean, Tekken was the game then. Like, Tekken was really dominating the arcade scene and also the 3D fighters. But I wasn't really into it. But it was something about Dead or Alive where it was the only 3D fighter to me at that time where it took advantage of the environment. The environment was your weapon. The environment itself was a character. And I love the cinematics that it had when you was able to throw your opponents through different parts of the environment, and it took extra damage and stuff. So it pretty much add a whole new layer of strategy, because you can be able to capitalize and add add length and add more duration to your combos and juggle your opponents depending on where you land your hits at on the environment, like the wall, or if you knock them through a floor or whatever like that, they may bounce off the ground, and then you continue your combos from there. I thought it was just something unique about that game, and I really love it, and I've been following the game ever since. And then Dead or Alive Dead or Alive 5 Last Round was a game that's been supported for so many years. And then all of a sudden we move on to next gen with the PS4 and the Xbox One, and at the time a lot of companies were moving on to their next generation fighting game. I mean, we have Street Fighter 5, we have King of Fighters 14, we have Tekken 7. So it only made common sense, and it was only right that Koei Tecmo do the same thing with Dead or Alive. I mean, fans have been supporting the game for so many years. It was only about time, and only a matter of time of when we was going to see the next entry in the next generation of Dead or Alive. So we were pretty much hit with a surprise, because during the tournament, I can't remember which tournament it was, but I know Big E was the one that was hosting the tournament. And at the end of every tournament, every big competitive tournament during the season, everyone looks forward to what Koei Tecmo is going to announce as far as Dead or Alive is concerned. Since Dead or Alive 5 was a thing of that time, people look forward to what new characters or new costume packs they were going to add to the game, what new updates, balance patches, and everything. But this was the time where everybody was thinking that, hey, this has to be the moment that we see Dead or Alive 6. So everybody was waiting for that big announcement. And once the tournament was over, they declared their winner. And then we got hit with a surprise, and that was the fact is that the producers, the developers behind the Dead or Alive series had officially stated that there won't be any Dead or Alive new Dead or Alive games coming out anytime soon, that they're going to be moving on to other projects. And they wanted to thank everyone who supported the game. They wanted to thank everybody who's been there through thick and thin with the franchise and support Dead or Alive 5 Last Round. And everyone felt betrayed. Now the thing is, I'm not a competitive player, but I watched a lot of competitive I watched the competitive community, I watched the streams and everything, and I play the game casually, but I really put a lot of put a lot of love into the game, period, because I just love playing it regardless of how bad I am at the game. But I still love the game. But even though I wasn't there at the tournament, I felt like Koei Tecmo took a knife and just stabbed me in the heart. I felt betrayed just as well as everybody else, who just should have seen how quiet everyone was. Everyone felt betrayed that Koei Tecmo just turned their backs on them and just left them there stranded. That they were going to be stuck with Dead or Alive 5 last round for God knows how long. That they was going to be stuck with this particular game. And then 2 years later, during E3 of pretty much this year, we were pretty much surprised with Dead or Alive 6. They surprised us with an announcement of Dead or Alive 6. I wasn't really expecting this. I wasn't really expecting Dead or Alive 6 at all. I mean, we took their word for it that they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to announce, they wasn't going to release a new Dead or Alive or work on any Dead or Alives anytime soon. And they had us think it was going to be for an indefinite amount of time. And then here we go. We were surprised. I mean, this was like one of the biggest trolls ever to me. Like they really trolled us hard. They really had us believe that there wasn't going to be any Dead or Alives anytime soon, and they surprised everyone, and everyone was happy for this announcement. And I know I was super happy because, like, wow, like I definitely get to go back and play some Dead or Alive, because after they made the announcement that they weren't going to do any more Dead or Alives for an indefinite amount of time, I went out and had bought Dead or Alive 6. No, not 6, excuse me. I bought Dead or Alive 5 last round, and I decided, hey, I wanted to stream it because I had the original Dead or Alive 5 on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but I decided to get the PS4 version, and I wanted to stream it for you guys to go, you know, watch me play it and everything like that. So I was really surprised. I mean, I don't blame the fans, because I mean, it's something about the Dead or Alive franchise that's kind of like I wouldn't say the ugly duckling, because there's nothing ugly, trust me, there's nothing nothing ugly about Dead or Alive, but Dead or Alive is like, it's like when it comes to other fighting games, a lot of people from different communities, not everybody, but there's people in different parts of the fighting game community that looks down on the Dead or Alive community and just look down on the game in general. A lot of people, you know, see it as a perverted game. Some people don't see it as a competitive fighter. People see it as a casual fighter. Some people just don't take the game seriously. If you think about it, with Dead or Alive 5, their slogan was "I'm a fighter," because he wanted everybody to know that we're a fighter. Because I know Koei Tecmo does hear the backlash from outside people who are outside the community, that teases, that talks about the game and don't consider it to be up there amongst the other echelon of fighters such as King of Fighters, Street Fighter, and Tekken and everything. But these fans really dedicate their time. They don't care what other people think about them when they play the game, because I heard some stories that some people feel ashamed of playing Dead or Alive around their moms or around certain particular people because of what they're afraid of what people may think of them when they playing Dead or Alive. But it's a video game. So what if the women are beautiful and they're hot or whatever like that? I mean, at the core of everything, there's some addictive elements to the game. Yes, it has fan service, but at the end of the day, it does have some core elements of what makes a fighting game and then what makes it addictive. You know, people like hot babes only last with so long in a fight game. That effect wears off. You know, you would think, right? You know, after a while when you play the game, yeah, the babes look hot and, you know, there's a lot of fan service, but after a while, you kind of look past that because you see it all the time. After a while, you know, you play the game and say, oh, it got a nice wow factor to it. Look at the beautiful, the beautiful women, the hot costumes and stuff. But the core elements of what makes that game addictive and what makes it a fighter is the reason why everybody comes back and support that game. And it's no different with Dead or Alive 6. And I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on the game, is because Dead or Alive 6 is really looking good. I have to admit, when they first have shown it, as far as the graphics concerned, it did kind of look last gen just a little bit, but as time went along, they really polished the game. Now the thing about fighters, and I'm really starting to starting to retract my statements about when it comes to fighting games, when it comes to introducing newer characters and replacing newer characters, replacing older characters with the newer characters. I'm really starting to understand how important it is to have veteran characters return back to a new sequel or a new entry to a game, because returning characters is pretty much the foundation of a fighting game. And I never really looked at it because, like I said, I wasn't really into fighters, and I really didn't understand why people got upset when Street Fighter 5 or when other fighters come out that their favorite legacy characters didn't return and that they have new characters. And I always say, well, you don't want the same thing. Why buy a new game when you pretty much getting the same thing by bringing back the same elements, the same characters? But now, as I'm playing fighting games and getting into fighting games, I'm really starting to understand that these characters are the foundation. They are the ones that make the franchise what it is up to this day, to this point. And adding new characters on top of the veteran characters adds that freshness, that newness to it, and it brings in a newer audience as well. So you have to find that balance between new characters and veteran characters, and it seems like in this case a lot of veteran characters are coming back. Fan favorites are coming back. My girl Christy is finally returned. They revealed her trailer recently, and I'm really super excited because Kasumi, Tina, and Christy are my mains in the DOA games, and I've seen Christy trailer. She looks amazing as always, and I love the outfit that she has on, and she looks pretty much the same. I mean, I really didn't notice anything that much different to her playstyle, and if anything new as far as her moves were added, to the game. But the only thing I do feel disrespected about is, okay, this is my girl's Christy trailer, right? Why is she getting destroyed? Like you're trying to display how awesome she is, and yet she's getting bodied. I mean, she's getting destroyed. He is destroying her. This is her trailer. This is her time to kick ass. This is her time to show and prove why he selected to bring her back into the game, and yet y'all disrespect my girl by destroying her like that. Koei Tecmo, you really got to get on that. Like, you need to redo the trailer or something. I do not. MugenLord does not approve of that. Okay, you really need to get on that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But we had a lot of returning characters, but we definitely going to need some. I'd like to see some new characters. I know we have Diego, but he looks generic. Now, it's something about fighting games today. A lot of fighting games, it seems like a lot of fighting games nowadays, when they do create newer characters, they don't stick out like the original characters for some reason. When you see Ryu, you know who Ryu is. You see Chun-Li, you know who Chun-Li is. You see Jin, you know who Jin is. You see Kazuya, you know who Kazuya is. You know who Hayachi is. You know who Terry Bogard is. You know who Siegfried is. But it seemed like with the newer characters that they released for these franchises, they seem so generic to me. They seem so out of place. They don't seem like they fit in the game. Or it may be the outfit, or it may be the face of the character. I don't know what it is, but it seemed like characters nowadays seem generic. Cause Diego seems generic to me. He don't seem DOA-ish to me. I don't know why, but it's something about Diego that seemed kind of off to me. He's very generic to me. But anyway, besides that, I really enjoy what they're doing with the game. I love what they're doing with the stages. The stages to me is one of the main standout points besides the beautiful women and the gameplay mechanics. There's something about the stages that I always enjoy. It seems like they're going more wacky and cartoonish with it, especially with that sunken ship stage where they have the octopus with the tentacles that grab you. They also have the stage with the dinosaur where the pterodactyl picks the opponent up and you ride it into the other aspect of the stage. So I love what they're doing when it comes to the environmental effects and the strategies that you can utilize while playing against your opponent in these stages. So I think that's pretty cool. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts and what you think about Dead or Alive 6. Who's your favorite character? Who do you main? And what new characters would you love to see in Dead or Alive 6? And what playstyle would you love these new characters to have? And what style and look would you want them to go for? You want them to go with a more realistic look, or you want them to be more anime-like in this game? So make sure you hit the like button at the bottom of this video. If you dislike the video, that's fine. Don't matter. It just, as long as it shows YouTube that you guys are being interactive, it helps me in the YouTube algorithm and lets people know that, hey, suggest this video to everybody. So this is MugenLord signing off. See you game fiends later. Peace out.